All right, let's read another one here. What do we got here? Okay, single girl help. Love when the ladies write in. All right. Hello, Billy Matchmaker. I'm a longtime female listener in need of advice. If you or Nia have a few minutes to help out. I'm a 35-year-old woman living in New York City. I own a 2-family townhouse in Brooklyn. Oh, you're crushing it. She goes on, I'm a landlady. That's awesome. Good for you. That thing will pay you your whole life. I have a curvy and voluptuous yet healthy size 12 figure. I don't know what that means. I know you're curvy. You're a bigger girl. I hit my home gym on the regular and go to therapy once a week. I got great relationships with supporting and loving friends and family. I absolutely love music and cook pretty well. I run my own small business that is successful. And as you can tell, I have a great sense of humor. Been listening to your podcast since 2011. All right, what's not to like? I've done a lot of work on myself over the years to break habits of dating guys who are fun in real life, but on paper have Peter Pan syndrome and are essentially adult children. I'm ready for the real thing. There you go. I was that guy for a long time. The problem is I'm having a hard time finding the real thing. I work in the fashion industry. The majority of my colleagues are straight women or gay guys. Any men after that are married or 23-year-old interns. I've asked my friends, men and women, in successful relationships if they could play matchmaker for me, but none of them trust their guy friends enough to get with me and not screw me over. Yeah, that's hard. Anyways, because I'm focused on a healthier lifestyle, I'm not interested in meeting a guy at a bar at 2 a.m. No, you're doing all the right things. Your right guy is coming. You're staying single. You're working on yourself. I would suggest before you get through the rest of this is getting some sort of extracurricular activity that involves interacting with healthy people. Some sort of sports league thing, maybe some sort of volunteer work, just somewhere where you're going to hopefully meet decent people. Just get into that circle because you're not going to meet a decent guy at 2 a.m. in a bar. Anyways, I'm not in AA or 12 steps. I just like to wake up early and not have a bloated face. Online dating is okay, but most people on here are just looking for hookups. Absolutely. I'm not a prude by any means. I've had more than my fair share of action living in the dorm room that is NYC. So the question is, can you suggest ways in New York City for me to meet guys who have their shit together, who are looking for the real thing? Perhaps if one of your listeners hears this and is interested. No, absolutely. Well, I think I gave you the suggestions of a 51-year-old man who has not been single in, 15 years. So I do know that when you decide, I am not settling and I'm just going to stay single until the right person comes along, that's when most people meet the person that they're supposed to be with. You don't force it. You don't force it, and, you go through the holidays alone, which is fine. Hang out with other single people, and and then you can also be, other parts of your life do well, like your business, because you're not distracted by, I thought we were going out tonight, and that's what it sounds like when you're with the wrong person. When you're with the right person, they're like, hey, I thought we were going out tonight. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. I actually like you. Well, good luck. Good luck. You're doing all the right things. You're still young. You're still in your prime. You got the whole fucking thing ahead of you. You're crushing it. I would try to, look at Time Out New York and shit like that. There's things that decent people do, and I don't know what they are because I'm one of these filthy entertainers. I'm in the nightclub scene. You don't want to be around this, sweetie. Okay, I'll tell you, it's a rough one. There's got to be something going on in the park. There's people back in the day who let's start a rollerblading group, like those people. Those are decent people. I don't know. I just realized I don't know where the decent people are. Accidentally cucked someone. I love how this word has come into the lexicon. Cucked is like a big fucking internet word. Everybody loves using that word now. Hey, Billy Buttfucker. The more sophomore, the funnier. Hey, Bill, I just found out about a situation I've become involved in and would like to hear your opinion on the matter. I'm a 20-year-old college student in Pittsburgh and found myself involved with a lady during the school year. We weren't dating or anything, but she would regularly come over and we would hook up. The girl is really hot and the sex was good and all, but eventually I broke things off and started seeing a different girl. Oh, and seeing a different girl. Okay. Every now and again, this girl would hit me up to hang out, but we never did because I was interested in another girl. And even though I'm no longer seeing the new girl, this other girl still hits me up from time to time. However, I recently found out that this broad had a boyfriend, and the entire time we were fucking. Jesus Christ. I know someone who got the shit kicked out of him one time because of that. Had no idea. And was sitting in the car with her, and this guy just fucking yanked him out and beat the shit out of him. Of course, it's his fault, right? I kind of feel like a piece of shit knowing I was fucking someone else's girl. Yeah, but you didn't know. Because I wouldn't willingly hook up or even hit on a girl who was in a relationship. I would just like your opinion on whether I should feel bad about having sex with this girl dozens of times, and if you think I should reach out to the guy to let him know how much of a whore his girlfriend is. I would love to hear what the lovely Nia feels about this as well. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Well, there's no reason for you to feel guilty because you didn't know you were doing anything wrong. Reach out to the guy. That's your decision. I personally would just walk. I never try to get involved in shit like that because, you know, what if the person doesn't believe you? Then they know who the fuck you are, and then you're dealing with some fucking crazy shit. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll let you make that decision yourself, but you shouldn't feel guilty because you didn't know. If you go back and do it again, then you should feel guilty. All right, that was an easy one. Okay, what else we got here? How many minutes have I done here? Oh, Jesus. Another 22. Okay. My wife and I have been together for 13 years. 10 years married and almost 11. 10 years married, almost 11. All right. Whenever we argue, this says wife thinks my body is aggressive. What? Wife thinks my body is aggressive? I don't even know what. Anyways, hello, Couples Bill. My wife and I have been together for 13 years, 10 years married, almost 11. Whenever we argue, she accuses me of yelling, which I'm not. I sometimes proceed to show her the difference between the way I'm talking and yelling. She then changes to say that I'm not yelling, but I'm sounding aggressive. I don't know what that means, and I've asked her, what does she mean? She's talking about your tone. She says because I have a deep voice and a big guy, 6'3", 260, that I come across as aggressive. This pisses me off because I cannot control my size. To me, she's saying if I was a smaller guy with the same voice, I would not sound aggressive. I've gone so far as to argue my point with a gay voice to sound less aggressive. You did that? He goes, this pisses her off even more. I've walked away so I don't get pulled into any arguments. This pisses her off even more. I don't know what to do. How do I control something I have no control of? I feel like she just wants someone to argue with, and I'm forced to take the bait. That's what I feel. She just wants to argue. Then I'm made to feel guilty for my size and voice by being labeled aggressive. How do I, A, not make my large football player-sized body not seem aggressive during an argument, and B, walk away from the argument without pissing her off even more? Thanks, and go fuck yourself while dreaming of the 2010-2011 Cup run. Oh, that's what you meant by cupless. Yeah, dude, this is what's going on. She is manipulating the living shit out of you to win arguments. All right? So what you have to do in an argument is you have to not raise your voice. This is if you want to win with the woman. You have to not raise your voice. You have to say what they did and how it made you feel. And then you have to listen to them, and when then they're done yapping, okay, if they tried to worm their way out of it, and you know they're trying to worm their way out of it, you can't accuse them of it. You have to sit there and say like, Okay, I heard what you say. I don't understand how that pertains to what it is that I'm saying. And you just stay there. And eventually, if you're with a fucking adult, they're going to apologize. All right? You shouldn't be yelling anyways. I'm trying to stop doing it. Was doing so great, and I don't know. The stress of being on the road and I can't go to therapy now. I've kind of I've gone back a little bit. But I was able to see that, and now I'm kind of focusing back on not yelling. But I think the fact that you have the balls to have done the gay voice to your wife shows me that you're not afraid of her. And she doesn't have your balls in the purse. So I would just, I would talk to her about this while you're not in an argument. I would just sit her down and say, we need to talk. She'd be like, okay. Right? And then you sit down and just say, listen, when you're in a relationship, you're going to have disagreements. Okay? The way I air my disagreements doesn't seem to be working for you. So I need you to tell me the proper way that so then you get her to commit. If I sit down and not raise my voice, will I then be heard and not be criticized? Right? So then just play by her fucking rules. And she'll think that she's winning, but then what she's done is she's eliminated her ability to avoid what it is that you're saying and just talk about, the way you gestured with your arm, how low your voice or high your voice was, and that takes all of that off the table. And now you just have to deal with the point that you're trying to make. And I would give that a try, and hopefully that works. And if it doesn't, and she still just finds a million things to bitch about, then I would consider moving on. Because, who wants to be in a relationship with someone who's not an adult? And you're just signing up to be bitched at 24/7 for the rest of your fucking life. And honestly, who the fuck wants that? Nobody wants that. Okay? And if you sit down with her and you have this conversation, and then the next time you guys argue, if you follow by what she's saying, would not be aggressive and all of that, and she still has a problem with it, then you advance the conversation to saying, like, listen, this is not adult behavior. Okay? I'm not signing up. I don't want to, if this is the way you're going to be every time we have a disagreement, that no matter what I'm doing, it's not going to be about what I'm saying, it's going to be about the way that I presented it, then I'm never going to be heard in this relationship, and that's not what I'm looking for. So what do you want to do? So you're saying you want to break up with me? I'm saying if you don't start acting like an adult, I am going to break up with you. I'm going to move on. This is going to get old. Okay? I know I'm not right 100% of the time, but I know a good 30%, 35% on a good month. I am right. And I'm just not seeing, the data is not showing that the results here. All right? I would go that route. All right. That's it for the questions. Now I'm waiting for the advertising.